wish that you can hear me, otherwise you can tell me if you do not hear. You see that the cathedral was enlarged during the works, because at the beginning you see there were two smaller ogival windows, so this was Gothic style. But from that pillar on, they decided even more to enlarge the cathedral. You see one only bigger window, That enlargement during the works involved a problem when they arrived to close the dome, Because if you see, the dome had a hole, an empty space, of 42 meters of diameter, and at 91 meters from the floor, And so when they had to close it, they understood that they had not the technical means to close it. They were not able, They lost the technical, attention to the horse, I wish that. And so they lost the technical, knowledge to close it. Normally domes were always made with wooden scaffolding, around it the dome was made, but here they had to make such a huge scaffolding, and so wide that they could not, So they left a hole until someone found a solution. This is the reason why the cathedral was started in the Gothic style but finished during Renaissance. So who found the solution was Brunelleschi, Filippo Brunelleschi, the beginner of Renaissance in architecture, because he was able to invent, to create a self-supporting dome that could be built from the inside. So this dome is made with a double shell, one inside that seen from the inside is painted with frescoes, Then there was an empty area all around, inside which workers worked from the inside, 8 teams of workers all together. Each day Brunelleschi went to give them the instructions, taking the measures, to make that working day, and they proceeded since from the year 1418 until the year 1468, in which the cathedral was finished with the golden globe on the top, you see, of the lantern. And so, and the outside shell was covered with bricks. There are 4 million bricks, to make the cathedral. And there are very, very strong buttresses. You see, that was the structure, But the bricks were placed with a herringbone structure, in this way, so that the weight could be distributed all around, all over the dome. And also the bricks were produced here for years and years, night and day. Workers worked, Now we see works already built, but we cannot sometimes understand that they needed hundreds of years to finish them, and that this was a work in progress for hundreds of years. That was also important, for the new artists to develop when we think about the great genius there were in Florence, but because it was a work in progress, everybody thought about the solution. They were all together, Michelangelo, Leonardo, Brunelleschi, all together working here. And another, you do not perceive the contrast, that is Renaissance, this is Gothic style, but according also to the marble decoration, you see that our Gothic is more decorated than the French one, more colorful, less spires, but these colors, uniforms and balance all the structure, even if it was made in different periods, everything is balanced, you do not feel a contrast. Then we have also the bell tower. The bell tower was made by Giotto. Giotto was a painter but also an architect, they could have many skills. And you see that it was made according to the same style of the cathedral, same kind of marbles, same, corniche on the top, all around the building, like in the cathedral. And it was started in the year 1334 and finished in the year 1358. So another very old buildings. Now, just to avoid also, the big streets, but we will enter also in the more modern, town. We enter for a while in the medieval part of the town, because, Florence was a walled-in town, there was a belt of walls, everything was very, very narrow, and so the original wideness of the streets was the one in which we enter now, And then we go out, because another thing